Hey, welcome back to Money on the Go, where I talk about all things money. It's actually not too scorching hot today, which is nice. And I feel minimal mosquitoes, although we shall find out if that is the case by the end of this. All right, so I am currently here in Mazatlan, Mexico, and enjoying myself. And this is how much I spent for the week. First category, the largest category usually, is housing. Now, I'm going to talk about what I spent here in Mexico, as well as the costs that I still have back home in the US. I still have bills, responsibilities, and I'm still covering my house, my student loans, and other things like that. And so I will split it with what I paid here in Mazatlan, and then any costs that I have associated with the US, I will put the category of where the spending is coming from. All right, so the first thing is housing. I didn't have to pay anything for my housing this week for my house in Arizona. What I am responsible for, Arizona wise, is the difference between what I charge my tenants as well as what the mortgage company charges me. There's a variance there. I charge my tenants $2,150, and then I'm responsible for a higher amount for my mortgage. I believe if I can remember the number off the top of my head, it's $2,689.19. I also owe $135 each month to my property management company, as well as $99 a month for my HOA. But none of that came out this week, so $0 in the housing category for the US. The housing categories for here in Mexico, also zero. I'm currently here in Mexico doing a house sit via Trusted House Sitters. If you're interested in me making a video more about Trusted House Sitters, I definitely will. But if you're interested in it, a quick summary: you apply for this website where it connects you with people who are looking for house sits. Either you're watching their pet, you're watching their home, you're watching their plants, depends on what it is that they need help with. And then while they're gone for the time. So I was lucky enough to book a house sit where it was a mutual fit between myself and the homeowner. And so I'm here in Mexico, not paying for the housing, not paying for electricity, but sitting here and watching a very friendly, beautiful cat. The total for my housing category for this week was $0, but usually it's closer to 800 depending on what time of the month it is. For food, I ate out 3 times this week. I went to 3 different places. I went to this place on the beach where I got oysters, margaritas, and a lot of different food. And so the total that I ended up spending for food for this week was $77.22 USD. And then I'll put the MXN pesos conversion here as well. For transportation this week, I did do a few back and forth, a few Ubers, a few trips across the Embarcadero. And so the total I ended up spending for transportation was just under $9. It was $8.61 USD. My grocery haul, it was $46.74 USD for all the items that I got, shown here. For activities this week, the only thing I did was get my nails done, which I love doing. And the total for this with tip was just under $45. The next thing is bills. Let me get my microphone. The next thing is bills and donations. This week I ended up spending around $75 on donations. No, $75 on one donation, $15 on another that I ended up wanting to do this week. So, and then I ended up spending $9.99 because my subscription for CapCut came out this week. And so the total I ended up spending on the categories of bills and donations was just under $100, $99.77. Last is a bigger category called other. It's just things that don't quite neatly fit into the other categories. I ended up spending $25 on my brokerage account. I'm still trying to invest as I'm living life. The total that I can do right now is $25. So I put $25 towards my brokerage account that came out this week. I ended up sending one of my friends, my close friends, $40 for their birthday. Their birthday was this week. So I ended up doing that. And then the laundry machine was not working here, not working as well as I wanted to. I noticed that the clothes needed like 2 times to cycle. And so I ended up getting laundry done a few times. Yeah, I ended up getting laundry done a few times this week. And the total that I ended up spending for that with the bigger towels, the bed sheets, everything was just under $20. They came, they picked it up, they returned it, folded, and I really enjoyed this service. I think this is something I can see myself utilizing more. So the total for the other category is $82.89. My favorite thing that I ended up spending on this week was definitely the food that I had at the restaurant on the beach. It was excellent. I had these tacos that were very delicious, carne asada tacos. Excellent, but this region's known for great carne asada, so I enjoyed myself there. I had 2 margaritas, with the tahin rim and chamoy. Fantastic. And the oysters, even though I got grossed out halfway through it, in the beginning, it was delicious. As always, please let me know what questions you have down below, and until next time.
I know you could do it. All you gotta do is put your mind to it.